Good morning and welcome to Tea with Jaylene. I have very exciting news. So beside me, I have Leigh and he just filed for District 5. For those of you who are not aware, District 5 is the Moyoc district for running for commissioner. So I've brought him on the show so you guys can get to know him like I did with the other candidates at the other election. I think it's very important. The local elections are more important than the presidential. And I know everybody's like, well, but you have more of an effect at a local level. So first of all, I'm friends with Leigh's wife. All disclaimers are out there. And so I don't believe that somebody should run unopposed. And of course, currently Owen Etheridge was running unopposed. And so jokingly, Leigh's wife and I were hanging out one day and I said, hey, you should run for commissioner. She was like, no. And I said, oh, Leigh just recently retired. He should run for commissioner. And she laughed and went home and casually mentioned it to him. And she texted me that night and said, oh my goodness, he's actually interested and would like to know more information. So he came over to the house and I asked him a question. The first question I asked him is, why are you running? Why do you want to run? And I liked his response. And then I got to learn a little more about him and his name of his name, the history of his name, why he wants to run. So that's why I'm bringing him on board. So let's get started with your name, because everybody's going to say you're like a spy or like you're undercover or something because you have an alias. So let's get a little bit of what's your legal name, your nickname, and how'd you get it, and also the history of your name.
Sure, absolutely. So good morning, Currituck. I recently filed to run as the candidate for your choice to be your voice for Currituck County. My name is Reagan-Smith. That's my legal name. And when I was born Ricky Reagan Jr. And during a house fire when I was 5, my father saved my life and the neighbors rescued me. Unfortunately, my father suffered 30% third-degree burns and smoke inhalation, and he didn't survive. He shortly passed. My mother remarried Scott Smith, and so now I have 2 legal last names, Reagan and Smith, and I am the last. Actually, my son is the last male for the Reagan and the Smith side. So it's it's a pretty awesome story when you think about it.
Now, how did Leigh come in? Because Leigh's not any part of
Sure.
your legal
So,
name.
as my friends and family do, please call me Leigh. So Leigh is a name put out there by my grandfather, as I call Papa. Lord bless his soul. I was born breech, and Dr. Leigh had saved my life because I was being strangled by the umbilical cord because I was coming out, rear end first to show the world. And Dr. Leigh was the doctor that saved my life. So the term Leigh Bug was what my papa used. And
so when you see him in Food Line, just scream, "Hey, Leigh Bug!" and he'll respond.
Absolutely.
Well, great. So my next question is why? Why did you? I know that because we've done our sit down, but why? Why did you choose to run? I mean, are you a dirty politician secretly and you've got some invested interest in all the developing coming? I mean, do you own lots of land that you plan on developing and you're having problems rezoning? Why are you running?
Absolutely not. I guess the major thing that has, promoted me to run is the fact that, the wife and I, my beautiful bride of 26 years, Sherry, we've lived in the county for 17 years. And I worked my tail off and I traveled a lot. We were blessed enough to raise 2 children through the school system. My son Ricky, who was able to go through JP Nat early college, he was exposed to a plethora of just options of wonderful things that were out there for that. My daughter Kaylee, she started at JP Nat, but she really wanted to play volleyball. So she transferred to the high school. And the cool thing is, within 2 years of her being there, they won the county championship for the girls of the young ladies volleyball team. So, during that time, sure, I was on travel. I traveled a lot and I saw a lot of numerous changes, a lot of expansive growth. It was like, unfortunately, my job took me away so much that whatever the decisions that were made for the county I had to accept. And did I complain? Oh, you betcha. because I couldn't understand why they went this route or they didn't put in this infrastructure or create, this path for the future of the county. And it's, now that you had mentioned, I have recently retired from my current job, so I'm semi-retired. I'm
He is building a beautiful
Greenhouse.
greenhouse for
Yeah.
his wife, and then he's got to come and help my husband make mine. So
Absolutely.
don't worry, the women in his life were keeping him very busy. So, but now we've just added, commissioner hopefully to his.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. I mean, shame on you if you don't take the opportunity that's there in front of you to go out there and do the things that you weren't able to do before because you were so busy in life. Well, now that I have this opportunity, shame on me for not seizing the moment and going with it. So my major thing is to, bring integrity to the county commissioner where, integrity to me is doing the right thing when no one is looking, and to be as transparent as possible. Are there going to be things where you can't be wide open like a window? Unfortunately, timing of it all, but be as transparent as you can, be upright, be honest, be straight.
Now, what did you do? What makes you so qualified for the? Why do you feel like you're qualified for
Right.
this
So
job?
my old position, I was a senior program manager.
Okay.
And I worked my way up through the ranks. I started there sweeping the floors, in a cushy lab, and the next thing you know, I'm on the ships, for the DoD, the U.S. Navy, upgrading their control systems, their ballast control, maintenance systems, damage control systems, propulsion, all that good stuff. Well, as I go through the years, I was an electrician, I was a technician, I was a trainer, and when I got to management, I was managing these multi-million-dollar tasks for the Navy, the Coast Guard, Department of Homeland Security, and even the State Department, doing foreign military sales.
So you're pretty familiar with managing, because this county is an $80 million county.
Right.
And we have to have a balanced budget. So that doesn't intimidate you, that large of a number.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The major thing is to have a plan that is well laid out and, along with doing all the maintenance and upkeeps on the U.S. Navy ships, the Coast Guard ships, we had an ever-changing schedule because a lot of these ships had to be out there for forward deployment for situations such as going on right now with Ukraine. So we had to, have critical thinking, out-of-the-box thinking to ensure that, the upgrades, the maintenance were a success.
Now, would you say you're a team player? Because it sounds like you did such large projects. Did you have a team under you?
I had a great team of, supervisors and younger management that was coming up through the ranks. And we just had a great time. And it was all about the teamwork. It was about the camaraderie. When you work together, there's strength in numbers. And there's so much more that you can get done than by yourself. So absolutely, I'm a team player.
Now, with the current administration here in the county running District 5, how are you different? I mean, no offense, what's so different between you and Owen? Y'all are both Republicans. So, you're both conservatives. So, what makes you so different?
Well, here's the thing. I don't own any private lands. I don't have any small companies, in the county that can potentially, and I'm not saying that anyone is persuaded, by the position that they may or may not hold in the county.
Well, you don't have to. Let's all be real. We all remember Owen voting for his own farm to get solar panels when he should have stepped away from that vote. He won't say it but I'm the one that's hosting it. So let's remember, Owen should have stepped away, but instead he voted for his farm and others to be able to but he should have never voted. That's an ethical issue, which the state does take the new commissioners up to Raleigh and train them on ethics. And I think that's a huge problem, not only in our county, but across the board in our government. It seems as though that some of our government officials have lost their principles and their ethics. And I hope that, you plan on holding kind of a new standard of what is and is not acceptable for what you should and should not be voting on. For example, like they own 10 acres. And so if it's something to come up with homesteading or something and y'all are, it could affect you directly, I would hope you're going to step away from voting.
I would absolutely abstain and remove myself from the vote situation.
Perfect.
So that way no one can hold anything against me ever.
Awesome. Well, and just to let you guys know, is there anything else you'd like to say before I let them know about if you would like to meet him? Is there any other last things you would like anybody to know other than how amazing and awesome you are?
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, the bottom line is that, I want to be here so that your voice is heard. You know, there are a lot of folks that don't bring things up because they don't know who their voice can be. And I just want you to know that I'm here. I want to be here for that so that your voice is heard.
And I want you guys to be able to meet him and see how authentic he is. And so we're going to be hosting, and we'll have our video cameras there, doing it live streaming, and it's March 19th at Eagle Creek. Tim has been gracious enough to host us from, it's 5 to 8.
5 to 8.
5 to 8 on the 19th, and then we are looking at a couple of dates as well. We're going to have a fundraiser party here at my home for you guys to really, if you come out on the 19th and you really like him and you want to talk to him more, we're going to have a smaller party here at the house and for donations, because we're going to have signs made so you can support your local candidates. So again, that's going to be March 19th from 5 to 8 at Eagle Creek. And we hope to see everyone there. Please spread the word. He is on Facebook. Why don't you give him some of your contact information? You have a Facebook account. What's your name listed under
I
Facebook?
do. So it's Leigh Reagan-Smith under Facebook. Just recently posted, pictures of, finally submitting officially the paperwork to run as your candidate.
Yes, and we're really excited. He is very open. Please feel free to message him with any questions. If you want to sit down one-on-one with him, he is very flexible. And for those of you who are not aware, public service is a full-time job. If you want to be a commissioner, to do it correctly, you need to have the time that he's going to have, because Modoc is quite a large district. I think we're up to like 7,000 voters we just
That's
saw
right. Yep.
in Modoc. So hopefully we'll be coming. We're going to be going door to door and campaigning. We're going to have parties. We're going to try to get into like men's breakfast at different churches. He does, if you'd like to go to church and see him, you sing at your church.
Yes,
Where do you
ma'am.
go
I
to
certainly
church?
do. Ebenezer Baptist Church.
Yeah, I like that church. I have several friends that go there, and it's such a great church. And he sings. He's an amazing singer. So maybe we'll have him sing the national anthem at the March 19th. So we'll have to talk to him for that. But thank you so much for coming on, and I'm sure we're going to be doing a lot more one-on-one interviews with you, and we're going to follow him. And as I said, please just make sure you message him. Go send him a Facebook request to be his friend. So, because his wife is amazing. She's keeping everything posted so you can see where he's at and what he's doing. We've got a car show April 30th that we're going to. He's going to, I think it's March 12th, is the Whiteout. Tickets are still available for the Whiteout event. It's at the new brewery in Elizabeth City. It's wicked crazy cool. He's going to be going to that event. He'll be doing the Spring Social May 7th. I believe that's going to be at Sanctuary Vineyards. The Chamber of Commerce is hosting that. So more and more spring events. Oh, and the Business Expo next weekend. He's going to be there Saturday walking around. We were a little late to the game, so we weren't able to get a table. But we're going to be there next Saturday walking around for people. He's going to talk to all the booths. And if you see him come up, he's very approachable. So we look forward to seeing all you guys. And I hope you enjoyed this session with Tea with Jaylene.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your time. And, the last thing I want to leave is that, it's everyone's duty, responsibility to let your voice be heard. And how do you do that? You get out there and you vote.
Well, thank you very much.